Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you how you can install latest Magento 2 in Ubuntu operating system. So before we install Magento 2, we have to install the dependencies of Magento 2. I have listed down the major dependencies here, like we have to install Apache Server, we have to install Composer, we have to install MySQL, which we are going to use as a database, we have to install PHP, and we have to install Elasticsearch as well, which is used as a search engine instead of default MySQL search engine in latest Magento, which is Magento 2.4. So let's go ahead and install all these dependencies. Before we install all these dependencies, I would like to mention that my primary operating system is Mac, but I have installed Ubuntu operating system as a Docker container in Mac. So if you don't know how the Docker container works, it's fine, you don't have to worry about that, because this terminal which you see right here, this is the Ubuntu terminal. So the way you log into Ubuntu terminal, this is the same. Since your primary operating system is Ubuntu, you have to open your Ubuntu terminal and you have to start typing the commands with me. So whatever command I will write here to install the dependencies, you have to write the same command in your Ubuntu's terminal. So the first dependency which we have to install is Apache Server. Let's go ahead and install Apache Server. So this is the command to install Apache 2. So Apache 2 is installed. Now let's see status of Apache 2. So it is not running right now because we have to start Apache 2 to run it. Let's run it using sudo service apache 2 start. So it will start Apache 2 server. As you can see, it has started. Now we can see this in our browser. Now to run and see if Apache 2 is working fine or not in your browser, you have to type the host, which is localhost or 127.0.0.1 and colon and then port. So for you, your port will be 80, which you don't have to enter. I have mapped my Docker container from port 4200 on my host to port 80 of Ubuntu container. So you don't have to mention the port because you are not using a Docker container, you are directly using the Ubuntu operating system. So all you have to type is the host, which is 127.0.0.1 and hit enter. In my case, it will be 4200 and hit enter. And you can see Ubuntu is installed and Apache 2 is working fine. Let me repeat again, you don't have to enter 4200 port. You just enter the host, localhost, or type 127.0.0.1 and hit enter. So you will see a screen like this, which means Apache 2 is installed in your operating system and file which we see as output, it is coming from here. So this is our document root as well. Now that we have installed Apache 2, we will go ahead and do some configuration which is related to Apache 2. So vim command is not available, which is used as an editor in your terminal. So let's go ahead and install vim. So it will help us to easily modify files in terminal. So it is installed now. So I have opened this file in terminal. Now we will see some of the configurations here. So here user and group is mentioned. For now I will leave it as it is, but for you might have to change it in future based on which user you are using to modify the code and content of your project. One important change that we have to do here is we have to change allow override none to all. So this is very important change which you have to do so that module rewrite works fine. And once you have made this change, hit on escape button and colon WQ to save this file. Now we will enable module rewrite mode using sudo a2 enmod rewrite. This is also a very important command which enables module rewrite. Once we have enabled module rewrite, I need to restart Apache server again. So Apache 2 is restarted and we can refresh and see Apache 2 is still working fine. Now that we have Apache 2 server configured and running, we will go ahead and install the next dependency, which is Composer. To install Composer, we have to run these commands. Using Composer, we will verify if it is installed. So you can see it means it is installed now. Now we will go ahead and install the next dependency, which is PHP. So we will install PHP using sudo apt-get install. So PHP is installed now. Now our next dependency is MySQL. Let's go ahead and install MySQL as well. So to install MySQL, we have to use sudo apt-get install MySQL server, which will install MySQL for us. So MySQL is installed as well. Now I will start MySQL using sudo service MySQL start command. So MySQL is started now. Now our next task is to configure MySQL so that we can change the username and password, which we will be using later on when we are going to install the Magento project. To configure MySQL, we have to use command sudo mysql secure installation. You have to enter some inputs here if you want to proceed or not. What is the strength of your password? I will enter 0 to keep it low. Enter the new password. Low length password should be greater than equal to 8 characters. That's what I have entered. So I will enter some password of 8 characters. Re-enter the password. Continue, yes. Remove anonymous users, yes. Disallow root login remotely, yes. Remove test databases, yes. Reload privileges, yes. Now I will try to log into MySQL and see if it is working fine. Now when you try to log into MySQL using the same credentials, you might get access denied error. So here we have to update one variable which is mentioned here. So we have to update MySQL native passwords. To update it, first we have to log into MySQL. So using MySQL -u root, we can log in there, but not using credentials, using -p. So here you can see we have logged in without using -p. So we are able to log in. Now what we will do is we will update the native password. We will mention the password again here, which we have earlier used. So it says your password does not satisfy the current policy requirement. So we will use some strong password here. So this is one problem with MySQL, which is installed by default. So we will use one strong password here. Here you can see it is altered. Now we will exit from MySQL and try to log in again using the same credential. So MySQL -u root -p, and we will use this password to login. Okay, great. You can see I'm able to log in now. Now we will go ahead to the next section. Now we have to install a few PHP libraries here. Like we have already installed PHP, but we have to install a few PHP libraries as well in our system, which is a dependency to run Magento project. The PHP version which we have installed is PHP 7.4.3. Now for the same PHP version, we have to install few other libraries like XML, BCMath, INTL. So these are the modules which we have to install in our Ubuntu system. Before we install this, we have to do some other operations, like we have to install the software properties common, which gives us access to the commands like add apt repository, and this command will finally give us access to install a few libraries. Like by default already there are a few extensions available which we can install using apt-get, but this repository gives us access to a lot of PHP extensions which we can install later on. So let's install all these dependencies one by one. I will be sharing all these commands with you so that you can run them. Now I will update the system, and then I will add this repository. Once you have done the above operation, run sudo apt-get update, and then finally run the command to install all these PHP extensions. Enter yes, and it will install all these PHP extensions for you. Okay, so these PHP extensions are installed, and now we will move to the next section. The next software which we have to install is curl, wget and GNUPG. So let's go ahead and install them. And finally we will be installing Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch is also having some dependency which you can see on the website of Elasticsearch. So this is the installation section of Elasticsearch, where we can see there is some dependency of Elasticsearch before we finally install Elasticsearch. Let's install these dependencies and then we will install Elasticsearch. So the wget function which we have just installed, that is being used here. Okay, so the key is added. Next we will add transport HTTPS. And finally we will save the repository. Okay, so this is done. Then in the last we will install Elasticsearch. So Elasticsearch is installed now. Now we will start Elasticsearch using sudo service Elasticsearch start. So Elasticsearch is started now. Now we will verify Elasticsearch is working properly or not using curl. So you can see we have the Elasticsearch working fine. Now we have all the dependencies installed in the system. Now we will go ahead and install Magento 2. To install Magento 2, first of all we have to download the community edition of Magento 2. So using Composer we will be downloading it. As mentioned here, our web content is present in where HTML folder. So we will download the community edition of Magento in where HTML folder. We will navigate to where HTML and I will download the community edition using this. Now it will ask you to provide username and credentials. To give this username and credential, you have to go to Magento Marketplace. You have to log in here. Once you are logged into Magento Marketplace, go to My Profile section. Here in Marketplace section, you will see access keys. Go to that. And here if you have already created any access key, you can use that. Otherwise, you can create a new access key by clicking on create a new access key. I will just use existing ones. So you can see Magento 2 project is downloaded now. Now we will go ahead and install Magento 2. Now when you will reload your server host 127.0.0.1 or local host, you will see you will have Magento 2 folder there. Go inside Magento 2 folder, then you might see some output or you might see some error. So right now, like I can see this page isn't working, but I'm not getting what is the exact error. So you might encounter this error, so we have to debug what is the actual issue here. Now how you can debug it? To debug it, go to your project folder, uncomment this line in bootstrap.php, which is inside app folder. Reload the page again and you will see the error. So this is the directory where bootstrap.php file will be present. Inside Magento folder you will have app folder. Inside app folder you will have bootstrap.php. This is the file which you have to modify. In this file, this line will be, by default this line will be commented. You have to uncomment it so that you can see errors on the page if there is some error. So right now you can see some error is there. So we have not installed the project yet, we have just downloaded the folders, that's why we see the error. Now we will go ahead and install the Magento 2. To install Magento 2, this is a command which we have to use. Using web browser you cannot install Magento 2. Starting from Magento 2.4 you have to use the command line to install it. So this is the command which we have to use. Setup install is the command where we have to specify multiple parameters to install it. So this will be your base URL, host, localhost, DB name, Magento 2. So we have to create this DB and DB user. We have to specify here whatever DB user you have used. So what we will do is, first we will create this database and then we will use the same credentials here. I will log into MySQL. I will create this database Magento 2. So this is the database I am going to use, and then I will change the password as well. So this is the password I have configured in database. So this admin first name, you can give anything, last name anything, you have to specify one email ID, then username and password which you are going to use later on to log into admin panel, currency, rewrite on, Elasticsearch engine and localhost and Elasticsearch port which is 9200 by default. So this looks good. Now we will go ahead and install Magento 2. I will come out of MySQL terminal. I will go to root Magento where Magento project is downloaded and I will run this command. So it will take some time and install Magento 2 here. Oh great, so you can see we have successfully installed Magento 2 here, and here is the admin URL of Magento 2. So this is our base URL of Magento 2 where we will see the front end of the website. So there is some permission issue. For now we will just give 777 permission to where folder. And we will reload the page again. And once I have reloaded the page again, I see some another error which says an error has happened during application run, see exception log. Now I want to customize my Magento 2 so that I can see whatever this exception is there, I can see it in the browser itself so that I don't have to go through the log files and figure out what is the actual exception. To do that, I have to enable the developer mode. To enable developer mode, I have to run the command bin magento deploy mode set developer. So this will change the Magento mode to developer. So the developer mode is enabled now. I will go ahead and reload the page again and I can see there is some error related to proxy class. Now what I will do is I will run setup upgrade and cache clean command to see if it fixes the issue. So commands are completed. I will reload the page again and again I see the permission issue. So what I will do is I will change the permission again and I will reload it. Now I see some another issue. It says the requested URL is not found. So the project which we have installed is Magento, but right now it is trying to access Magento 2. So there is some issue that we have to fix. So actually I missed to update the database URL. So here, like if you see here, the base URL is Magento 2, but we have installed the project in Magento folder. So what I will do is I will just log into MySQL and change the URL. So sometimes when you are migrating your project from localhost to another server, or from production to staging, or from staging to localhost, in that case also you have to change the base URL. So what you will do is you will just log into your database and change this base URL. So let me show you how you can do it. I'm logged into MySQL. Now I will select my database which is Magento 2, and in database there is one table called core config data. In core config data table, I will search for this value which is configured. So you can see against config ID 7, this value is configured. So we will update this value. We will change it to Magento, that is the folder where we have installed it. Okay, so once it is updated, I will come out of MySQL. I will clean cache. So I will change it to Magento and I will reload it. Now this is some code generation issue which comes because of some permission issue. So what I will do is I will change permission for pub static var and generated folder to 777 and I will reload the page, and you can see now Magento is working fine for us, and we can go through different pages and see Magento 2 is running properly. The next thing that I will do is I will log into admin panel, and if you do not remember what was the admin panel URL, you can go to app etc.env.php file where your admin URL will be mentioned. So in this backend section, the value of front name is your backend URL. So what you have to do is you have to come here and you have to replace this value with the value mentioned there. And here you can log in to your admin panel using the same credentials which you have used during installations. So this admin user which is mentioned here, this is the username of admin panel, and the admin password is the password which you will use to log into admin panel. Now once you try to log into admin panel, you will see some two-factor authentication issue. So this is a new module in Magento 2 which has been installed to improve the security. So if you are going live with Magento 2, it is recommended to have this module installed, but since I am installing it local system for demo purpose, I will disable this module. All modules which are enabled or disabled, they are present in app-etc config.php file. So if you go through this file, there are multiple Magento 2 modules mentioned here. One of them is Magento 2 fact auth and it is enabled. One means this module is enabled. So what we will do is we will disable this module. To disable any module, we have the command bin Magento module disable. So this is the command used to disable any module, and we have to pass the module name here. So once we run the disable command, the module will get disabled and we will clear cache again. And we will reload the page. Again I see the permission issue, so what I will do is I will change the permission again for pub static var and generated folder, and I will reload this page. So you can see I have successfully logged into admin panel and I can navigate to different pages in admin, and it's working fine.